Hey, it's George Brown here, and welcome to the first video of the super advanced NinJa section of Traffic Automation. In this video, I want to basically talk about how to pay someone else to do everything for you. So everything that you've learned in Traffic Automation so far can actually easily be outsourced to someone else if you didn't want to do it yourself, okay? Now, outsourcing rocks, in my opinion, because as your business grows, you'll find time is more important than money. There's only 12 hours in a day, whereas there is potentially unlimited money you can spend on various different things. Okay, this is certainly the case with me, where I now outsource the vast majority of these traffic methods, particularly some of the free traffic methods, because whether you realise it or not, I don't know, but some of the free traffic methods are kind of tedious. They're still well a million times worth doing. However, you will find that submitting your site to social bookmarking sites and stuff like that is kind of tedious sometimes. It also rocks because the dollar value they will add to your bottom line compared to what you spend on these outsources. So let's say you're paying them $5 an hour. The amount that they'll make you by doing that work is remarkable compared to what you're paying them. Okay, it's a very good investment. It's going to save you a lot of time, it's going to save you a lot of hassle, and the money that you spend, you're going to earn 10 times that back from all the traffic that they get you to your website. So how do we actually do it? How do we outsource stuff? And outsourcing is a very big topic at the moment. I know a lot of people are starting to do it, and then we're going to talk about that. Plus, in a minute, I'm going to give you some real examples. So step one is to post a job, obviously looking for someone. Okay, so you post a job somewhere, basically you look for someone to outsource to. Step two is liaise with the applicants and pick the best one. So of all the people that you find, speak to them and liaise with them and basically pick the best one out of those. Step three is tell them what to do. Okay, so you're just going to basically tell them what to do. I want you to do this social bookmarking, here's exactly how I want you to do it, and basically just tell them what I told you in the Traffic Automation book. And step four is review their progress and get traffic. Now the review progress is really important because many of these people that you outsource to, you will need to kind of follow up with them, see how they're doing, and possibly make changes to the systems that they're using to do things. Okay, now, like I said, outsourcing is a really big topic, and everyone has different opinions on it. So, I want to just give you my personal preferences. These are my preferences, and you certainly don't have to follow them. Okay, this is just what I do. So first of all, pay by results, not by the hour. Okay, unless you go on to hire them full time. The reason for that is money is, in my opinion, the strongest motivator of all. So if they're not going to get paid, if they don't do the job, then they do it right. Okay, pay by the hour and you're going to get people slacking. It's not in their interests to do it as fast and as best as possible. If you pay by results, it's in their financial interest to get done as fast as possible and in the best way possible. So always pay by results is what I would say. And another personal preference is that personally I always just stick to results and never actually hire anyone full time. So if I need 100 articles created, I'll go and find someone to create 100 articles. I won't have a full-time article writer, so that's just a personal preference of mine. A lot of people do have full-time workers, even full-time teams, but that's just the way that I do things. And finally, English must be good. Okay, this is more important than any other skill by far. A lot of the other skills can be learned. Okay, so you can teach them how to bookmark and things like that, but the English must be good, or it's going to be extremely difficult communicating with them. And also to remember that in everything they do, in every traffic generation method they use, they're going to be doing some writing. So if they're creating articles, they obviously need to be good articles. If they're writing little ads and posting them all over the internet, their English is still going to have to be good, and they're going to have a better understanding of what it is exactly they're doing. Okay, So the English must be good, and that's more important than any other skill. Now obviously look for secondary skills as well, and you're not going to have a problem finding applicants who are very experienced in stuff like search engine optimization, article marketing and things like that, because they've already done it before. You're not going to have that problem, okay? And I'm going to show you why you're not going to have that problem, because I'm going to show you exactly where I find all of my people, okay? All the people I outsource to. Okay, so there's a lot of websites you can use to find people to outsource stuff to. You know, some of the more famous ones include Elance and stuff like that, okay? But my actual preferred one, the one I've had the best experience with, this means the people that actually do the job right and that it's just all made really hassle-free for you, is odesk.com, okay? The address for this website is odesk.com, and basically you can find freelancers, IT freelancers on every aspect of internet marketing. You can find programmers, article writers, article submitters, search engine optimizers, link builders. You can find pretty much everything you could ever imagine, even stuff like video creators, and it encompasses people from all around the world, okay? But particularly Odesk, it's great to find people from the Philippines. Now I want to talk quickly about the Philippines, because I will say that I've had a much better, and most people will agree to this, I've had a much better success rate hiring people from the Philippines rather than India, okay? The Indians do not have the same work ethic as the Philippines, and they do not have that element of trust either. The Filipinos by nature are a very trustworthy people, okay? So when you're hiring these people, and particularly if you want to hire someone really cheap, like you can literally hire someone for like $2.50 an hour if they're in the Philippines, I recommend the Philippines if you're going to use a third world or second world country, okay? So what's so good about Odesk? Well, Odesk is just my favourite one. You know, it makes it a lot easier, it makes everything really easy for you. It's really easy to search for jobs. You can search for, you can actually search for staff. There's a whole bunch of ways you can do it. But what I tend to do, my favourite way of doing it, is actually just submitting a job, okay? So rather than search for providers, which means you basically search through all the people on the site that are offering their services, I tend to just post a job and wait for people to reply to me, okay? I find this is the most effective way of doing things. And you get some great results with that. So let's actually look at a job that I posted. I posted this job a while back. Okay, I posted it about a week or so ago, and basically what I said was 50 articles needed on teeth whitening. Teeth whitening is a very big niche at the moment, particularly for CPA offers. There's a lot of CPA offers that are converting really well. So I wanted 50 articles needed on teeth whitening. Now when you're creating this job, you basically select you know, when you want the date, when you want the job to start, how you want to pay them. So I just put hourly, even though that's not the case, okay? You just put hourly because you can't put by results. Then you put in a main category. I put writing and translation, because obviously they're mainly going to be writing articles. And then subcategory within that main category is obviously more specific blog and article writing. And you then list some skills that you want the ideal applicant to have, okay? So I wrote article writing, article submission, SEO, and another thing in there is latent semantic indexing. If you're asking for articles or anything to do with SEO, you always want to make sure that the person writing it understands latent semantic indexing. If you don't know what that means, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into it, it's really complicated, but basically it's a search engine optimization term. And if you make sure that the person understands LSI that you hire, you're going to get much better results, because they will know a lot more about search engine optimization. Okay, so then you write a quick description of the job, and here's what I wrote. Okay, hi, I'm looking for a candidate who can write 50 articles on the subject of teeth whitening. You will be expected to use LSI and have a knowledge of SEO techniques. Obviously this is very important, because the way an article gets traffic is ranking in the search engines. And also submit the articles to various directories. So they're not just writing it, they're also submitting for me. Okay, that's what I recommend you do, because submitting the articles is really time consuming. I then stated how much I was prepared to pay. I said I'm prepared to around $5 an article, once again payment by results, with the potential for ongoing work if it's good quality stuff. Always promise, or at least hint at the fact there might be ongoing work, because then the work, the person that you hire, and often there will be ongoing work, is going to be much more likely to try and please you on this first job. Okay. Now $5 an article, normally you pay that just to be written. This includes submission to not just article directories but other similar sites. Okay, so submission will be the bulk of this as well. So $5 an hour is a very good deal. Now, since I made this a while ago, let's actually see what people said. Okay, the candidates. So then what happens is you make this, you post this job, and then people will get back to you, following candidates, and they'll apply for it. Okay, so take this first guy for example. Okay, he said, hello, I can get this done. I already completed a bulk work job for an Odesk client. The feedback is good. I'm good with SEO and have. Basically, they get back to you, and you can then view their qualifications. They generally make attachments. They do all sorts of stuff, and you can click their name, just like I have here, and you'll see pictures of them. You'll see their resume. You'll see their recent work. You always want to hire someone that's done a lot of work before. You don't want to hire a random guy, because that'll increase the chances that he didn't pay you or something like that. Okay, you paid him and he didn't get the work done. On the subject of payment, by the way, what you want to do, and generally what they'll insist, is you pay them 50% before the work begins, and then 50% after the work is done. Okay. So you can see lots of information about this. By the way, Odesk is free to sign up for an account. So you can click Hi, you can click Interview to find out more information, or you can click Reject. Now, in terms of, let's say, once you've found your applicant, the way I generally meet them and talk about what they're going to need to do is through Skype. Okay, they all have Skype, and basically they'll just add you to their Skype, and then you can communicate them that way and tell them what to do, etc. So you can see here, more people have applied. Experienced writer, I have project description, I'm a freelance writer. And basically you just go through all these people and you pick the best one. Often it's people with the most hours who you'll want to pick, okay, because they've got the most experience. However, like here, their rate may be a bit higher. Okay, so we can check this person out. Okay, let's see work history and feedback. So you can actually see feedback that other people have left, and see stars. You always want to see good feedback here. Harper is good to work with. She is cooperative, conscious, and honest. And then they tell you, possibly that she got a reduced score because of the quality. But it's nice, Odesk, because you can pretty much see exactly what you're going to get. Okay. So then let's say you found your person. So I've shown you why outsourcing is cool. I've shown you how to find your person. Then, like I said, you're going to liaise with them on Skype. So generally what I'll do is I'll send them a message and I'll say, can you come on Skype please, and we can arrange it. And then once you're on Skype, you're basically just going to tell them what to do. So yeah, one final tip I have for you: jobs that work particularly well to outsource is article writing, video submission, basically the free traffic methods. Okay, the first part of the free traffic methods is the stuff that you want to outsource. Okay, you do not want to be outsourcing your pay-per-click campaigns and stuff like that. Okay, but this works extremely well with the free traffic stuff. So hopefully I've given you a pretty good overview of outsourcing. It's a great way to once as your business grows, just outsource it to other people, and you can focus on other aspects of the business. I highly recommend it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.